In Syria this morning, there is yet another agreement to completely evacuate civilians and rebels who remain trapped in the besieged city of Aleppo. Indiscriminate fighting ended previous evacuation plans almost as soon as they started. The most recent evacuation operation stopped on Friday. Jonathan Vigliotti is in our London bureau with more on a situation that only gets worse with each day. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, and very true. The evacuation in Syria requires civilians trust that both sides of the war will uphold their promise of a ceasefire. But violence halted yesterday's first evacuation attempt. With today's new deal comes a path to exit, but for those trapped in the rubble along with it, new fears of coming under attack. The Assad regime and rebel fighters accused each other of opening fire. The truth is still unclear. The shelling began in the afternoon. A Syrian TV reporter there to cover what was supposed to be a ceasefire was unsure where it was coming from. But caught in the crossfire, a steady stream of buses and vehicles packed with people. Anything that moved was used to evacuate Syrians from East Aleppo, including ambulances that carried out the injured. But when the shelling began, the evacuation came to a halt. The Red Cross and Red Crescent forced to withdraw their aid. As many as 9,000 civilians and rebel fighters managed to escape before the ceasefire crumbled. Some found comfort on the other side. But for most, like Mohammed, a teacher at Aleppo University, it was heartbreak and shock.
I cried. I left my country. I left my homeland. I was kicked out of my country.
But leaving at this point is the only option, and Mohammed is lucky. When the evacuations were stopped yesterday, one bus that made it out was sent back in. And last night, thousands of civilians spent the night in bombed-out buildings with little to protect them. Overnight temperatures plunged to below freezing. Anthony.
Heartbreaking what's happening there. Jonathan Vigliotti in London. Thanks, Jonathan.